Let's see. So, Wander, when do you generally stream? Honestly, I generally shoot for, 3 p.m. PST or earlier. If I can. That usually amounts to about 6 Eastern, or freaking late if you're European, which I apologize about. Can't do much about that, though. Okay, so we've got coal going. Each one of these is 50 megawatts, uses 1 coal every 5.4 seconds. This is putting out 120. So 120 divided by 5.4. Obviously, the belts are going to be slightly different, but still. Let's see. Shell just want to text me. Okay, so 120 divided by 5.4. Didn't we do that? Isn't it like 20-something? Yeah, we did this math last time, and somebody was complaining about me being wrong, but... Unless I'm mistaken, we can have 22 of these things hooked up to just that. Which is an insane number. Now, let me go double-check this one. If I'm not mistaken, this also just uses clean coal, or clean coal pure. Okay, they don't actually consume 1 coal per 5.4 seconds. Okay, so what's the actual math? Because I'm pretty sure they do. Or at least at maximum speed, they would. So if I was running these at pure maximum, they should be burning 5.4 per second. I don't want to set up a setup that like overtaxes it or anything like that. Math-wise, unless it's saying something completely different, I don't know. Okay, well, we'll see. It doesn't matter that much. What we do want to do is I'm just going to get the other mines up here. We're probably actually going to route one of these down to my base. And I realized that, like, I could use trucks or something else, but I'm going to leave the power plants up here at the very least.
The mycelia within this fungus suggests strong bonding features. Further analysis required.
But yeah, if there is some other calculation that I should know about, please let me know, because I am only operating off of what is immediately obvious. Dang plant. Yeah, all 3 of these are pure. We don't need to go anywhere close to... We don't... I don't think we need to go to the other coal mine at all. Hell, I'm not actually sure if I'm ever going to have enough belts to move these. And I know I could use trucks for this, but I don't want to deal with it. Let's see. Dump them into a storage. Yeah. I could and I should. Okay. That reach? Conveyor belt is too long. Okay. Luckily, we've kind of got the infrastructure to just... do this. Okay, there we go. So it might have to be a little bit taller than I'd like it to be. We'll see how it goes. I'm just gonna let that go. Oh, are these... How did you stop? Are you... Oh. Is it just maxed out? It is just maxed out. Because you're right. That is... I did do this wrong. What the... How did that happen? Also, you are correct. It's not 5.4 per minute. Okay, yeah, you're right. It's 120 per minute. It's not 5.4 minute per minute on the other side. I was getting my time scale off. So I could have 10 power plants connected to this thing. Not... How did you do this, game? This is dumb. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I was wrong. Oh. How did... What? Oh. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I can have 10 power plants, not 22. I was wondering about that, because people are like, brah, brah, brah. You're wrong. The thing I always hate about when people say you're wrong is they almost never actually say what the real answer is. They're just like, you're wrong. Thanks. Thanks, internet critic. Mind, elucidating. Yeah, we might have to stop for a Reuben break kind of soon. Reuben? Some kind of food. I am actually hungry. My stomach issues are... Oh. My stomach issues are kind of on the mend, and so I'm feeling better. I think I have to make this a proper turn. Up. Good night, Joe. Have fun editing. Whatever you are editing. Wait, because you actually work as a video editor. Unless you no longer do that. Okay. I'm gonna keep that relatively clear because we might have to run a second coal line here. That belt is too steep. Oh, that was some grundlage. And the conveyor belt is also too long. Oh, I see. I see where I'm going wrong here. Can I do that? Will it let me? Conveyor belt is too steep. Okay, I might have to... Oops. You don't belong there. What are you doing? Get up there. Okay. It might just be an issue with the turn. Nope. This game gets kind of weirdly arbitrary sometimes. I guess what I can do is almost kind of loop down and around this way. Okay. What the? That's... Ah! Eh? You know what? I give up. This got confusing. I guess it is a little taller. Okay. Now that's probably going to complain about being too steep. I guess what I'm going to do is just extend that way until it'll connect. I mean, truly, the one thing I can do... dismantle that. Because I don't think I need more than this. I can't wait for the Belt Anarchy mod. Oh god. That'll get messy. Let's see. I'm gonna keep these here in line, just because. Yeah, so I'm pretty much just gonna have to kind of repeat this process a couple times going down this line. I think right there? Probably. Belt is too long and too steep. Stupid fighting game. Okay. Too long, too steep. Too fast, too furious. I'm not gonna say a vendetta against the Fast and the Furious to some degree. Okay, I think that's lined up. I'm not exactly going to say it's a vendetta against Fast and the Furious, but when I was younger, I had a ex-girlfriend in college. Well, I mean, I guess she was a girlfriend at the time, but ex-girlfriend now. And she was, we probably shouldn't have dated. Not necessarily because it's an unhealthy relationship, but I think just, like, realistically, I was not ready for a relationship until, like, somewhere after I started dating Shell, but we made it work. I think that's generally true of a lot of people in, that's generally true of a lot of people in college. And so, Oh, I can't afford. I'm out of iron. Guess I gotta go fix that. So, we dated for... Geez, like 3 months tops. I think it was like the first month of freshman year. And then it was... like October to Christmas. So, yeah, 3 months total. Was it? It was like a weird gap, but it was a short, weird gap. And, oh, hey, thank you, Floppy Pigeon. I like that. Floppy Pigeon and Snickers56. Thank you both for the Prime subs. And I'd say welcome. So, you guys have been around for a little while. Anyway, back to weird stories that I can only tell Shell's not home because she gets mad at me when I talk about ex-girlfriends. I mean, kind of fair. She doesn't want to hear about them. Anyway, so it was a bad relationship. If only because, yeah, we were both too busy, had no idea how relationships even worked, and so on and so forth. But so there was another guy. We're gonna call him... Jeez, I don't know. Let's call him Chad. Just because... No, he's not a Chad. It's like a very just generic, kind of greasy nerd name. I don't know. I don't have a good answer there. Anyway, yeah, Chad is more for like the jock type. And this guy, I was the jock type to this guy. I was the Chad. Let's call him Melvin. There we go. Melvin is a great name for this guy. It fits pretty damn well. Kind of. So he's a Melvin. And I'm not gonna say he was necessarily like the worst guy in the world, but he was creepy. He never did anything. No, he did some things. He never did like directly anything, but like for example, we hosted a dance party, and he had bought like an XLR camera, to, I guess, try and show off to the girl that I was kind of dating on and off again for a little bit. And so he was trying to show off to her because he had this big fancy camera just like her. And obviously that bugged me a little bit just because the dude was creepy. But then, you know, afterwards we were going through the memory cards of all the photos taken at the dance party thing. And what do you know? He's taken like, I'm gonna say it was like 20, 30 odd creep shots of various girls at the dance party. Like, oh, how do I, what kind? Like upskirts and down shirts and ass shots and stuff. And it's like absolutely the kind of stuff that you don't do if you want people to look at you like you're a normal functional human being, or you're in the presence of a bunch of creepy people. And so, yeah, he just took a bunch of creep shots and just, like, would kind of low-key stalk people. You know, he had a couple of crushes on girls. You know, the girl that I was, my ex-girlfriend, I guess. Another of my friend's ex-girlfriends. I think he ended up, no, he didn't end up dating. I think he was actually creeping on his roommate's girlfriend for a little while before she started dating him. To the point where she would, like, scream at him so loud it would wake the whole floor because we thought he was actually sexually assaulting her. And, like, he kind of low-key was, but not enough that, like, it was reportable-ish. I don't know. It was not great. He was not a good guy. Melvin was creepy. He was the kind of guy that, I'm not even joking here, he thought motor oil in his hair was stylish. So he had some kind of, like, black, greasy oil, because he had black hair to begin with, so you wouldn't notice the color. And he would, like, slick his hair down, and he looked weird and creepy and gross. And that's what he was. So, yeah, he obviously had a crush on my on and off again girlfriend at the time. And he was a computer science student, or was he a networking student? He was a networking student. And I was not. I was a poor artist. Admittedly, I had social skills and am somewhat attractive. I mean, as attractive as a younger, thinner Jack Black clone can look. Or be. But so, you know, I wasn't freaking creepy. I guess that was my real, true claim to fame. At least in comparison to this guy. And so, you know, obviously I was a little bit more, I guess, of a catch? Question mark? Let's see, can we get that? No. We gotta figure something out here. Yeah, actual greaser. Except for not good greaser? Question? I don't know. Anyway. So he was kind of spoiled, to begin with. I think that's part of the reason why he ended up like this, is because, you know, maybe his parents really hadn't taught him. What do you mean floor is too steep? Get out of here with that. Can I get it to the end here? Probably. Let's see. So, yeah, dating terms feel weird to me. A catch. Yeah, it was bad. I don't have better terms here, but either way, I came off as at least halfway reasonable compared to this guy. So this guy's solution to being relatively normally undateable was money. He wouldn't just, like, throw money at people. He would buy things to impress them, you know, like the XLR camel that I was talking about, and so on and so forth. And so he, oh, you know what? We could just do the double-stacked belts. I forgot about that. So he would buy the biggest and the fanciest and the most impressive things. Like you. Oh, maybe not like you, Mech Dragon. You're not exactly trying to woo me, I hope. And if you are, I am sorry, I'm a taken man. I mean, okay, maybe not like, you know, movie taken. That'd be a little bit much. God, I do not need a Liam Neeson to come save me. But so, oh hey, slugs. Might as well go grab it while I'm here. Let's see. So Melvin bought, I think it was like a 70-80 inch, you know, flat screen TV. Easily a couple $1,000, if not more. And this is 10 years ago. Like, this is when I was a wee babby college student artist instead of, you know, the you know, internet hermit that I am today. And so he, can I get this ramp? Perfect. Encroaching on another's clearance. Well, I can get rid of this. So he would buy really unnecessarily expensive things and try and impress girls this way. And, you know, to some degree it did work for him. He did actually, I guess, spoilers. He did actually end up with my ex-girlfriend in the end. Or at least, you know, by the time I stopped being around everybody, they were dating. But one of his other tactics, you know, we'll go. Let's just outline how creepy this guy was. I guess I spoiled the story too early there, but like whatever, it doesn't matter. It's not really much of the story. But one of the other tactics the guy would do was he would one-up people with money. So not only was he trying to impress girls, but he was trying to, I guess, emasculate guys? Question mark. So his when I moved into my dorm freshman year, my sophomore year dorm room, I was living with, I've only ever had a handful of roommates, and I actually lived with a guy and his sister at different points in time, which was kind of interesting. The sister is lovely. She, watches the channel occasionally, actually. She might watch this video. But so, my sophomore year roommates, he really liked having a really fancy sound system. He had big speakers that could honestly shatter windows. Oh, damn it. It's going the wrong direction again. But, so, sophomore year roommate had really impressive speakers and so on and so forth. And it was cool, but it was also, like, kind of unnecessary. Yep, wrong way. You really think it would kind of automatically figure this stuff out, but I guess not. It is getting kind of laggy. So I move in, and the guy just more or less trucks in speakers and basses the size of me. And it was like, oh, how's this going to fit in the room? And he's like, I don't know. And we made it work, and it actually worked very well. But it was just kind of ridiculous. And so what does Melvin do? But Melvin buys his own set. You know, I got a futon. I was one of the only freshmen with a couch. And of course, Melvin bought a better futon. And would, you know, kind of try and leverage it in his favor. Because that's what Melvin did. He didn't just buy these things. He tried to, you know... He tried to make people impressed, I guess, or who knows what. I think I'm just going to leave this here for now. Let's see, is the coal still coming down? It looks like it is. So, very specifically, I remember one day, wandering in, because, like, I was cordial to the guy, but I could tell he hated my guts because I had stolen the woman of his dreams, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of curious if they're still together, but I don't have the compunction to actually look. But, so, Melvin, very specifically, had invited all of my friends, more or less, as silly and petty as this sounds, in to watch the Fast and the Furious. Every single one of them. And at the time, I think there was like 5? Plus like 1 or 2 offshoots, so it was like, it was silly. And I very specifically remember, this is pretty close to after when I got back to together with the girl that I'm obviously not with anymore. And he was pretty much just like trying to put the moves on her while watching that. I think like they were also watching, what was it, Glee. Glee was the other show that they would watch, and he would specifically try and like leverage, not exactly cuddle time, but like, you know, kind of rubbing shoulders, hips, you know, low-key touching. And it was like, ever since I've never been able to watch Fast and the Furious or Glee or like a couple other shows without feeling extremely uncomfortable and like grossed out. There's no moral to this story. It's just like whenever I make a Fast and the Furious joke, I actually get like this like ugh feeling because of Melvin. And I don't know if I'll ever be able to break that. Nor do I care that much. I don't think the Fast and the Furious movies are that amazing. But, creepy dude. There are some other creepy dudes. There's actually, geez, what other ones were there? I mean, most of them were just kind of like regular, just kind of weird nerd guys. There was 1 or 2 that were like maybe a bit too much. One thing, so I lived on a computer science dorm, effectively. Frat, I guess I would say. Let's see, would you call this feeling as if it was some sort of Melvin curse? No. Well, I mean, yeah, kind of. The problem is, like, I have the same reaction to his actual first name. You know, whenever I hear somebody with the same name as him, I'm just like, ugh. You know, it's that kind of person. I actually have to, like, move past it a little bit. I have that problem a lot, actually. Where, like, I build up such a name association. Because half the people I build name associations with are actually people who have fairly unique names. And so then after that, I have to break it. But unfortunately, weirdly enough, almost all of these name associations are usually with people that, like, it ends up being a negative association. So it's like, the Melvin's lingering touch. Oh, God. Oh, God.
The crystals on this slug can be harvested and converted into a power shard that functions with current FICSIT technology. Several buildings would be capable of performing over 100% capacity if infused. The derived blueprint is now accessible in Hub Tier 1.
Oh, That's... Oh. Oh boy. Melvin's lingering touch actually sounds like a... To go back to the D&D idea of, hey, let's come up with a spell school that's just incredibly creepy. Melvin's lingering touch, I think, is a perfect spell for somebody. Oh, God, let's not do this. It really does sound like a spell, though, and a bad one.